Hello and welcomes everyone, AnthWolf here bringing you a new Let's Play of Europa Universalis IV. Today is the 9th of June 2015 and there has been a new expansion released by Paradox Interactive called Common Sense. With this DLC pack there has been major changes to not only how your nations run in terms of its provinces, there's been some changes to religion and in the way warfare is actually dealt. I thought for this expansion I would do a new series. I was halfway through a Brandenburg series here before the expansion was announced, and so I've abandoned that unfortunately. It was going quite well. But because obviously the expansion's been released now and some of the content will have changed, I thought I might as well start afresh and show you what's different, show you what's new. For this DLC I will be playing as England, because there is a thing now introduced into the game called Parliament, and I will show you more about that actually when we get into the game. But I want to show you the main screen here, show you some of the differences in choosing your nation first of all, and the obvious differences is here, but there is some mixed in here. The example would be England is classified as a kingdom. Now it normally is the Kingdom of England and it is an English monarchy. But if we go to the likes of, let's have a look. There'll be some of these. Bavaria here is a duchy. It can become a kingdom, but it all depends on its development size. Development here, normally you have is a maximum manpower. But that's now being replaced with development. And obviously England's is much larger than Bavaria's at 289, and you can upgrade your kingdom from a duchy to a kingdom to an empire depending on your development score. I think you need over 1,000 or 1,100 to have an empire, and when it upgrades the bonuses you gain are increased. So obviously at the moment as an English monarchy we have national unrest -1, some bonus to yearly legitimacy, monthly autonomy change, which is very nice, and national focus, a cooldown of -5. This national focus idea is integral to the Parliament. I'll say when we start playing the game I'll show you more about that. We of course are Western Technology Group, we are Catholic right now. Because there has been a change, and if you're a Protestant in the game, there is obviously a new change in the Common Sense expansion. I'll probably show that off if and when we get to that point. We'll probably go Protestant just to show you some new content there as well. Of course, the English ideas. At the moment we have a terrible ruler, Henry VI of Lancaster. He has no bonuses to any of his monarchy, so we'll hopefully get him killed off quite early on. Of course, our English ideas, we start with a morale to our navies, and we have embargo efficiency, which would be quite nice if we're going to war and we want to do a few more blockades. I finally learned how to do blockades properly. I'm not sure if I showed that off too well in my Shinra campaign, but I've been using it a lot more recently as I've been playing the game. Our ideas as we can unlock them. We have a bonus to our heavy ship combat ability, our naval tradition. National tax modifier +15 is very nice. +1 diplomatic relations, that's going to come in handy. Obviously national trade income modifier. National unrest again a -1, the bonus in addition to our kingdom national unrest modifier. Global tariffs, +10%. That might come in handy, especially if we're going to be playing as another trade colonization country. We may try and expand over into the New World once again. Discipline +5%, always wonderful, and ship durability +5%. So overall, the English ideas are quite well rounded. Probably not as good as Portugal's for trade and colonization, but if we're going to be going to some wars later on in the game when maybe imperialism kicks in, something definitely to consider. We automatically have an alliance with Portugal. We will try and keep that, hopefully. We'll see what happens, see how things continue. Our country size is made up of 23 provinces right now. Our development size, as The higher the development, the better the economy and manpower. This is kind of like the base tax. That used to be the base tax of your overall nation. But that has changed slightly now, and when we get into the game again, I will show you. And our fort level. This is the total level of all forts in England. The higher the fort level, the harder the country is to invade. As I say, you used to do a lot of what was it called? Basically, fully sieging an enemy and opponent's provinces. Now with the fort situation, you cannot invade any provinces that are adjacent to a fort. You have to attack the fort directly. And the forts are a lot more powerful now. They have a lot more manpower, a lot more defense. Just generally all round harder to capture. But if you manage it, all adjacent provinces that are the opponents, I think automatically are 100% sieged. That's something to investigate. I'm not 100% sure, as I say, I haven't actually played the game with the Common Sense expansion just yet. This will be my first attempt. So there's going to be some things I'm learning with you. But we'll see how things come on. The major thing about England at the start of this game in 1444, you may notice, is we're not at war with France right now. Normally the 100 Years' War would have been started, or ongoing at least. And England, sorry, 2 seconds. England normally don't have a very good go of the 100 Years' War in Europa Universalis IV. France and its allies, its vassals, tend to push you out quite quickly. Sorry about that, I was choking. Yeah, they tend to push you out of France or the French Empire here. But because we're not in a 100 Years' War, maybe that'll never happen. On the negative side, if we look at France here, they do consider the 4 provinces here to be their cause, so they may consider going to war to us for these provinces anyway. In addition, Flanders, which is a vassal, I think. No, it's under a personal union of Burgundy. Flanders consider Calais to be one of their core provinces, so Burgundy might end up going to war with us quite early on for Calais. So, all in all, we aren't in any wars at the very beginning, but we could be thrust into them quite soon, to be perfectly honest. So, enough talk, let us get into the game, and I will show you some more of the changes in Common Sense. So, welcome to the world map. Immediately we have some new pop-ups here. And you can see London has this little fort notification. We have a castle there, increasing our fort level to +2. And see, there's a lot of buildings here. A lot of buildings that can be... Where's my building short key? Here it is. The buildings in the Common Sense expansion no longer require various monarch points, admin, diplo, or military. They cost only our ducats. They cost a lot more. I say it's had a total revamp here, a total overhaul. So they cost a lot more ducats to upgrade, but the monarch points go into the individual provinces. If we look at London here, it is obviously our capital city, it is our main trading port, and it actually has a seat in Parliament, which we will get into in a moment. But here is the development points. It tells us its total development for that singular province, and it's going to cost us 15 admin, diplo, or military power to improve it in one of these functions, and each time we upgrade it in some fashion, it'll cost us more for the next level. So at the moment it has level 8, improving the base tax. We can improve its production or improve its military power, and each one of these gives it a certain bonus. Let's have a look here. We can increase its base. We can increase, if we give it the cost of improving a province is a base of 50 power that increases by 5 every time the province is improved. Okay. Spend 53 diplomatic power to improve production by 1, giving it a monthly income increase, local goods produced, and local shipbuilding time. And of course we can increase its military power. It gives us what exactly? Because we don't have enough admin points or military points right now, it's not telling us what bonus it's going to give us. So we'll be patient. Those will obviously, we'll hopefully get enough of those monarch points to have a look at the bonuses near enough. Do we have a focus right now? We are focused in diplomatic power. Do we want to remain that? Probably not, to be honest. Let's stop the focus on Diplo monarchy. So, because we're not in war straight away, we might as well first of all choose our rivals. Who has rivaled us? Denmark, France, and Aragon. I was kind of hoping we could get an alliance with Denmark, to be perfectly honest, but because they have a rivalry towards us, that's not going to happen anytime soon. We could have an alliance with Scotland, but I kind of want to invade you at some point in the near future. Of course, France hate us. Oh. Come on. There we are. Getting used to my hotkeys once again. We might as well rival our rivals. Aragon? Sure. We do have an... We consider Picardy here to be one of our core provinces, but to be honest, I don't really want to go to war with any of my neighbours right now. I kind of would quite happily sacrifice that to focus more on Scotland and the Irish nations right now. That's my personal opinion. Whether or not it's going to work out is another thing entirely. So we do have any... Let's have a look. We have an army force limit of 34. And yeah, they all are here. We have a naval limit of 33. Okay. Yeah, we might as well rival Aragon. I don't really want to go to war with Burgundy right now. Who are Burgundy's rivals? France, Provence, and Austria. That's fine. We'll rival our rivals. Who can we get alliances with? I wouldn't mind an alliance with Castile, most definitely. Austria, maybe? Austria would consider an alliance with us. We could guarantee Swedish independence because Denmark has rivaled us. But I don't want to be pulled into an independence war while we're consolidating our power early on. Sure, we can't get an alliance with France anymore. Mind, of course, they have rivaled Castile immediately. Let's get an alliance with Austria. We'll make some powerful friends early on. Let's have a look what else. We have a looming disaster on our hands. Holy hell. I think you normally have a looming disaster. War of the Roses. One of the following must be true. We aren't currently in a disaster. We don't have an heir. We aren't in a regency council. And we aren't the lesser part of a personal union. It's increasing by 2.5% each month. Because our ruling dynasty is not York. We have stability less than 1. And our ruler absolutely sucks. We need an heir as soon as possible. We need to probably get a royal marriage with Castile and Austria. And then probably find... maybe a... Oh, we can have a royal marriage with Portugal. Most likely. Yes. And then maybe we'll consider a fourth ally. Maybe someone like Savoy. He has a... One thing you'll notice as well, there is a lot more nations here within the HRE. It's had a kind of total overhaul. I think there's a lot more smaller nations, and some of the nations are classified as free cities. I think, look at here. Right, it's a republic. Let's have a look. No, not all duchies. There are nations here in the HRE. Let's have a look. I think Lucca is classified as a free city. Where basically free cities are small, like minor nations. But if anyone in the HRE goes to war against them, Austria or whoever is the Holy Roman Emperor at the time will come and defend them. At least I think that's right. So anyhow, let's have a look at our income right now. We don't need our army maintenance. We have a -3 on rest, very nice, from our high legitimacy and our government form and rank. Yep, because we are a kingdom, we are an English monarchy, very nice. Do we want to hire any advisors? Is there anyone's good? Oh, this is another thing as well, our advisors. At any point we can spend some ducats to basically sack them. And then hopefully get a better, like at the moment I could sack Hugh Howard here. It would cost us a lot of ducats to kick him out of the slot basically. But it might allow us a new level 1 advisor that we could hire rather than John Capgrave here. Another -2 national unrest would be very nice though. Someone certainly to consider. Morale of navies again would be quite nice. Actually, all 3 of these are quite nice. We will take Guy Button here. Looks like some of the icons have changed as well. Oh, and because we took a national unrest, I think he's a theologian. Yeah, it actually tells us when we hover over him rather than his name here. It used to say like theologian John Capgrave, at least I think it did. But because we've chosen a theologian, we can get an increase to our missionary strength. We'll keep that option there. Should we? No, we'll take it. We don't need it right now, it's probably a waste. But there may come a time, especially if and when we change to become Protestant. The missionary strength is always useful. So, let's look at this parliament, shall we? First of all, we have no debate. We have 4 seats currently in parliament. We have Kent, London, Oxfordshire and Lancaster. Or Lancashire, I think it's Lancaster. Sometimes I get the pronunciations wrong. I'm probably going to pronounce things wrong anyway in this game, and I apologise for that. It can't be helped. We have too few seats in Parliament. So to change that, there is an option somewhere. Oh, that's not what we need. There's an option to show us... Which one is it? How powerful the nations are. Economic. That's the one. It shows us our higher tax-based provinces around. So obviously, I think Essex is one. Yep. Oh, no, Essex isn't. It doesn't have a seat in Parliament. We will give you one then. Giving Essex a seat will let them vote on issues in Parliament and have the following effects on the province. Plus 10% production efficiency, plus 10 max tax modifier. It will increase our overall stability and cost of reducing war exhaustion, but it's only a marginal amount. It does increase Essex's local manpower and its monthly autonomy change, which is 0 right now, but there may be an event later on. So we will accept. We still have the pop-up though. Oxfordshire is still a seat in Parliament. Wessex and Yorkshire, I suppose, are our next best 2 seats of Parliament. And the pop-up is still there. So, Yorkshire. There you go. So that pop-up's gone now. Because there is no debate currently in Parliament, we are losing yearly legitimacy by -0.5. Which is balanced out by our kingdom ranking. But we might as well get a debate going. So here is the English Parliament. A debate will continue for at least 10 years, at the end of which you will have a chance to win the debate depending on the number of seats supporting you. Succeeding will give you the bonuses from the selected issue, while failing will cost you -20 prestige. And here are our current issues we can push through. Let's have a look. Appropriate land, feudal fund expansion, tax provinces for fortifications, impressment of soldiers, which I think impressment is kind of forced conscription, I think. I had to actually look up that word. And conduct nationwide census. So two of them gain us bonus one's bonus manpower, one's bonus base tax. Kind of like the technology cost, to be perfectly honest. Base tax is always very nice as well, but technology cost -5% for 10 years. We'll go with that. So for the next 10 years, minus technology cost -5%. If it goes through, at the moment we have a 0% chance of winning the debate, because none of the current seats in Parliament, none of the parliamentary provinces are voting for us. To have them vote for us, we need to bribe them. So to bribe Kent, we need to give them 5% local autonomy. Where is Kent again? Oh, it's down here. Excuse me. Autonomy is decreasing by 0.21 each month, so sure. Yorkshire. Same again. It's the same bribe they're requiring, so chance to wins went up by 42%. Oh, and Lancaster as well. Sure. So 64% chance of winning. We probably want to bump that up a bit more. This MP would like a bribe. Lose 35 ducats. Lose 5 army tradition. Or ignore corruption. Our inflation right now is probably 0. It doesn't decrease by each year though right now. Or we could lose army tradition. Where is the Parliament option again? We need to find the icon somewhere. Upgrade our government rank. You need at least 1,000 total development to increase your government rank, and you only have 289. You need at least 75 prestige to increase it. The 3 government ranks are Duchy, Kingdom and Empire. Higher rank governments have stronger bonuses and reduce the number of years you must wait to change your national focus. So where is Parliament hiding out when it's not at home? I'm guessing it's down here. I forgot I actually saw that earlier. There you go. We'll lose some army tradition, but our chance to win now is 100%. So we'll leave that there. Do we want a third advisor? We could, even with our full army maintenance, we can afford to have a bonus, maybe? Sure. We took Edmund Cromwell, why not? In case we do go to war, we may need a stronger navy. Let's have a look to see what we have available. We have 11 barks, 11 light ships. I remember England having a much larger fleet than this at the beginning of the game. But due to the changes, it doesn't seem to be the same. Hopefully that's equal for everyone now. It looks like Portugal only has 13 ships here. I think they used to start with a much larger number. Hopefully it's worked in proportion. That's what I'm thinking. Anyhow, let's get our light ships protecting trade. Trade, again, actually, speaking of trade, trade has had a revamp as well. Some of the... trying to think of what they'll name it. The trade nodes where trade funnels into have changed. The English Channel remains one of them. But Sevilla used to be one of the trade nodes. Actually, it looks like it has. Huh. It looks like I'm wrong. I remember looking at Quill 18 and Arumba's change, and when they were looking at this release copy, Sevilla was no longer one of the end trade nodes. It actually went up to Genoa. But to say that at the same time, before the Common Sense expansion, Genoa used to trade into Sevilla as well. So it looks like Sevilla is an end trade node, and so is Genoa. Interesting. Venice is an end trade node now as well. And Constantinople can funnel into Ragusa, which then trades into Genoa and Venice. And actually up towards, is it Wen or Wine here? So there has been some changes, but Sevilla, in the pre-release copy at least, could continue trading up towards Genoa, which made the Sevilla trade node still contested for colonization countries coming from the Caribbean or coming up from the Ivory Coast. But not as hard, not as bad as I thought it was originally. But again, because we're here in the English Channel, we want to keep dominant control. We'll also want to get some control here in the North Sea, guiding more trade down from there. So yeah, we'll get our light ships. In fact, we probably want to just combine our ships, just in case a war kicks off early. Actually, we'll stop that quickly. And we'll get our cogs. We'll leave our cogs there, get everyone else protecting trade in... How much power do we have in the English Channel right now? 51%. We'll get patrolling in the North Sea instead to get more power. Because we just barely have enough control of the North Sea. Okay, what else is going on? We have the looming disaster on our hands. We can boost our stability when we have enough admin points. We have 3 missions. Improve prestige, solidify our papal relations, and reclaim Armagnac. Now, I think our missions have changed, our rewards have changed as well. Improving our prestige gives us a bonus to stability, which I don't think it never did. Actually, that may be the one that only remains the same. Solidifying our papal relations, though, gives us a yearly papal influence bonus for 10 years. And reclaiming Armagnac gives us a bonus to our manpower recovery speed and yearly prestige. I'd rather just improve our papal relations, because that's probably one of the easier ones to do right now. And the papal influence is always going to be nice. Do we want to hire some more men? We probably do, in case we do end up going to war. Or do we want some more ships, first of all? Both is actually something we should consider. I think we should get 8 more. Get 8 more infantry. And then we will begin this game. I suppose I should end the video here before we get started. I've been talking for almost half an hour now. We haven't even unpaused the game just yet. But there has been a few things to discuss, and there's probably even more things I have forgotten. I think the likes of the Holy Roman Empire now, one thing to mention, it now has a ticking imperial authority. I think that's affected by how many nations, if the nations here in the HRE are at war. Actually, it tells you there. There's 6 free cities in the Empire, which increase its authority by 0.06 per month. So yeah, the HRE has possibly an easier time to actually get through its imperial reforms. It's not something I've never tried, but if anyone wants to play in the HRE, maybe play as Austria, it's certainly a potential choice. As I said though, I'll end this video here. I hope you'll all enjoy the journey with me. And as I say, we'll see how we go in our playthrough as England in the next video. I say, feel free to comment below if you so desire. And as I say, I'll see you all next time. Until then, bye bye now.